Police in Mississippi's capital city are in mourning after losing one of their own in the line of duty. And a Notre Dame professor is pedaling his way through South Mississippi to raise money for a good cause. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Garcia. We'll have more on those stories in a moment. But first, from Gulfport to New York City, rallies were held across the country on what is being called Justice for Trayvon Day. A small group who believe that justice was denied in a Florida courtroom took their case to Jones Park. Supporters slowly gathered under Barksdale Pavilion, some traveling from as far as Picayune to protest the not guilty verdict in the George Zimmerman murder trial.
That it wasn't right. You know, I got a son of my own, he's 41 years old now, but once upon a time he was smaller. My grandson, he might be going to the show, and same thing could happen.
That rally was just one of hundreds held across the country. Many protesters say they want new charges against George Zimmerman and changes to the self-defense laws that they say victimize minorities. Gio Benitez has more from New York.
1 week after a jury acquitted his killer, Trayvon Martin was alive in the hearts of protesters.
I'm calling for just the laws in America to be equal, so there'll be equal justice.
Across the country, thousands braved the broiling heat to take their righteous indignation to the streets.
Trayvon Martin is not alone. There are many out there who are abused in ways large and small, just like he has been.
One protester hoisted a hoodie blazoned with the words, "This should not kill me." In New York, Trayvon's mother, Sabrina Fulton, said the quest for justice did not end with this verdict.
Nobody, I feel, is hurting more than me and my family. So please just follow us. Let us lead you so we can change some of these laws.
Trayvon did not have to die!
And in Miami, Trayvon's father, Tracy Martin, called for justice.
That was our son, and we're going to continue to fight for him.
In New York City, Beyoncé and Jay-Z lent their star power to the event. Protesters are demanding that the Obama administration bring federal civil rights charges against George Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman started the fight, and George Zimmerman ended the fight.
The demonstrations came one day after President Obama addressed the controversy for a second time in personal terms.
Trayvon Martin could have been me 35 years ago.
The Justice Department is investigating whether a federal case can be pursued against George Zimmerman. Many legal experts say it would be very difficult to do. Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
There is another rally being publicized on Facebook here in South Mississippi that is scheduled for 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Ocean Springs Biloxi Bridge. Jackson police officers are in mourning tonight after losing one of their own in the line of duty. Officer Bruce Jacobs was called out to Interstate 55 this afternoon after a report that a barbecue grill had fallen onto the roadway. The 35-year-old was picking up the debris when he was struck by a vehicle. He was transported to the University of Mississippi Medical Center, where he died from his injuries. Jackson Police Chief Lindsey Horton says losing an officer impacts his entire department.
It's always tough to lose anyone, not just the death of an officer, but even an injury. And we knew and we know that this job is very dangerous. We knew when we signed on for it, but you sort of deferred. You deferred and you hope that if it does occur, it would occur in a manner unlike this.
The driver of the vehicle that hit the officer was also brought to UMC and is being treated there. The case remains under investigation. Gulfport police are investigating an incident where a teenager was beaten and robbed this afternoon. Authorities say it happened at the parking lot of the Hardy Court Shopping Center shortly before 5 this evening. According to police, 2 teenagers encountered 2 other teens in the parking lot, and one of the juveniles was assaulted and had a small amount of money taken. Because everyone involved was underage, their names are not being released. Authorities say the victim wasn't serious.